Welcome back. We're joined today with Scott Neal, who is the president of D. Scott Neal Incorporated and founder of CaregiverCircle.com. Welcome.
Thank you, Vicki.
All right, we're going to be talking about approaching retirement. Tell us about that.
Well, yeah, we're financial planners after all.
Yep.
And we always begin the question, well, we don't begin, we always ask about when clients are going to want to retire. But more than that, we want to know what retirement really means to them. I always ask that question. What does retirement really mean to you? And I guess some form of the answer comes back as we want to make work optional. Mm-hmm. And so that's becoming later and later these days as longevity has been, as we picked up in longevity, people living longer want to retire longer. So it's more than a sudden shift from earning a living to going on Social Security. It's more about a shift from a world of doing to a world of being.
And that's the transition into elderhood, yes?
That is a transition into elderhood, and it actually has a word, a name. It's senescence.
Okay,
I love to say that word.
What is senescence?
Dr. Bill Thomas, who wrote a book called What Are Old People For? How the Elders Are Going to Save the World, wrote about this in his book and rescued the term, I think, from plant life to human life. Unlike adolescence, you know what adolescence is. We all know what adolescence is. Adolescence is that transition from childhood to adulthood. It's that intermediate period between the two. Teenagers. It's easy for me to say because I have a 15-year-old at home, and I know all about adolescence from that experience. But we don't have experience with senescence. None of us do, really. Mm-hmm. You know, that's that transition period. The purpose of senescence is to prepare a person for elderhood.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's interesting. So there is a distinction between adulthood and elderhood. Now tell us about that.
Well, the way I see it, they're both stages of growth and development. Adulthood is that period where we're doing, we're achieving, we're concentrated on efficiency. We're doing all of those kinds of things. Whereas elderhood, if you'll recall from last session, we talked about elderhood being marked by the resolution of the conflict of holding on to as much control as possible while letting go of a legacy.
That's interesting. So what should we do as caregivers to help?
Well, Stephen Covey said, I think it was Stephen Covey who said, seek first to understand, then to be understood. Mm-hmm. And so what we have to do is we have to seek clarification. When an elder speaks to us about some aspect of their life, we need to drill a little deeper. We need to ask open-ended questions. We need to ask for support whenever we feel like we're up against it. And caregivers are constantly seeming they're up against it. So we need to do that. Okay. We need to be an advocate for our elder. We need to advocate for them, especially when they're dealing with the whirlwind of the healthcare system.
All right, that's interesting. We are going to talk about these topics and the legacy. You need to find out more about that, and we'll talk about that in the next segment. So anyway, thank you.
Meanwhile, join us at CaregiverCircle.com. We talk about things like this.
We'll see you next time.